Hello guys, in today's video, we're gonna check out the best cinema lenses in this year. I made this list based on my personal opinion, and I've tried to list them based on their price, quality, durability, and many more. To find out more information about these cinema lenses, you can check out the description below. If you want to get a best quality cinema lenses according to your needs, then watch the video till the end, and then decide to buy. At the first position of our list, we have Canon EF50 mm/1.8 STM lens. Have you heard of the famous two-shot photography style? The best example of this is seen in the movie The Fault in Our Stars. It's nothing but a shooting style that encompasses two subjects in a single frame. If you want to shoot such kinds of videos, then you can go for this prime lens. Adding to it, the lens is budget-friendly and aids in low-light video shoots, as well as it's got a very wide aperture. Unlike its predecessor Canon EF50 f/1.8 Roman II, this lens includes a metal lens mount instead of a plastic mount. We know that manual focus works best for cinema rather than using autofocus, so it's necessary that the manual focus ring remains sturdy while focusing. Gladly, this lens ensures the same. Moving on, filmmakers prefer this lens as their go-to lens because it gives beautiful bokeh effects, much needed to get a filmy effect. The reason behind this, the 7 circular aperture blades used in the lens's construction. You are also free from lens flare as it comes with a super spectra coating. While shooting videos, the autofocus must remain fast as well as silent. So, to ensure this, there's a stepper motor technology included in the lens's design. Let me start off with the lens's aperture range for filmmaking. A shallow depth of field seems to be prominent as it allows the subject hero to be in sharp focus with the background looking blurred. You can achieve this effect using the 50 STM lenses. It's got a bright aperture range of f/1.822, and 50 is the best focal length needed for a prime lens to shoot amazing portraits as well as videos. But make sure you maintain a comfortable distance from the subject. Otherwise, you may end with slight distortion when shooting close-up footages. As of now, there are 3 50 Canon lenses available, such as 50 f/1.8, 50 f/1.4, and 50 f/1.2. I prefer using this 50 f/1.8 lens as it is cheap, fast, and also less in weight when compared to the other two options. Also, the near-silent STM technology focuses extremely quickly when shooting photos. Creating high-quality movies is more accessible with STM as it delivers steady and continuous focusing. I did feel the omission of image stabilization a big flaw on this lens because the lens has fast shutter speeds. So don't worry about any motion blur or camera shakes in your shooting. You can easily make handheld shooting with this lens. You really don't need to invest in a tripod or monopod, making it one of the best lenses for cinema. Moving on to the next at number 2 with Sigma 1750 mm f/2.8 EXD-COS HSM-FLD. Take beautiful landscape videos with this reasonably priced general-purpose zoom lens. It uses Sigma's micro HSM motor for quick and quiet autofocusing. You can shoot handheld videos comfortably with this lens on your full-frame or APS-C DSLR because it includes an optical stabilization feature. The lens hood and lens mount is made of metal and has a smooth matte finish. You will not face any issues while using the focus and zoom rings as they are not flimsy, making them easy to rotate. But the lens is not weather sealed, so make sure to handle the lens with care. If I have to tell you about the internal optical structure, like the Canon EF50 f/1.8 STM, this lens also includes a 7 circular bladed diaphragm to give a pleasing bokeh effect. The lens is made of Sigma's FLD glass elements, 2 glass mold, and 1 hybrid aspherical glass. These offer excellent correction for all kinds of aberrations. Adding to it, the super multi-layer coating reduces ghosting and flare. I like the fact that this lens satisfies the primary requirements of a good lens that can be used for cinema. I'll be explaining the factors to consider while purchasing a lens for cinema in detail later. But as of now, keep in mind that a working focal range of, say, 50 on full frame and around 35 in APS-C format is desirable for filmmaking. And as this lens shows 28 ADEM on full frame and 17 50 on an APS-C sensor, it satisfies the threshold levels, thus rightly justifies itself as one of the best cinema lenses in the market. Secondly, an aperture rating of, say, f/2.85.6 is good enough for taking film-related content videos. and this Sigma lens does satisfy this criterion. If you wish to maintain the same brightness level throughout the clip, choose an aperture value of around f/4 f/11. Lastly, the OS Sigma's anti-shake feature provides shutter speeds approximately 4 stops slower than would otherwise be possible. But note that the hypersonic motor is a micro HSM type, so you will not get a manual focus override facility. The number 3 position is held by ROKINON CINE CV35's C35mm tone 0.5 aspherical wide-angle CINE lens, a wide-angle prime CINE lens that has declicked aperture control and a follow focus feature. The lens is compatible with full-frame cameras like Canon EF and APS-C format sensors, where you will get an equivalent focal length of 56. Some users often face readability issues with the distance markings provided on the lens, but here, you can note the focus and aperture readings clearly as the scale measurements are located on the side of the lens. Secondly, as this lens belongs to a CINE lens type, you will not find an autofocus motor. CINE lenses are manually focused, but you will find a follow focus gear instead. Are you asking me what a focus follow is? I'll tell you. The focus ring on the lens is manually controlled using a hand controller called a follow focus. This gear is either operated by the cameraman or any other member of the direction team. That's about the exterior design. Moving on to the internal optics, there's an aspherical glass along with 2 high refractive index glasses that help to minimize chromatic aberrations. Adding to it, the lens is also given UMC coating, ultra micro coating. This will help to improve the T factor by enhancing the light transmission through the lens and also reduces lens flare and ghosting. If you're new to the field of cinema, you might not know what a T-stop is. Well, T-stops gives you the exact measure of how much light passes through the lens, whereas an f-stop will tell how wide the lens opens. CINE lenses generally have T-stop markings. Now coming to the importance of a declicked aperture ring. This is very important while shooting videos because you will hear any tick or click sounds when you operate the manual focus rings. You can use this lens for low light shoots as the lens has a wide aperture of tone 0.5, allowing more light to pass through the lens. Lastly, the 35mm focal length will serve best for shooting master shoots for movies. With this respect to the above listed features, the ROKINON 35mm tone 0.5 lens takes the 3rd place in my list of best cinema lenses. Next at number 4 we have Canon EFS 1018mm f/4.5 5.6 ISSDM. The EFS 1018mm f/4.5 5.6 ISSDM lens provides an ultra-wide angle of view in a compact and portable package, perfect for EOS cameras with an APS-C sensor. It's got optical image stabilization, so your videos will remain stabilized throughout the clip. The lens is primarily made of plastic and has a manual focus ring that allows manual focus override. The reason for the supreme optical performance of the lens is because of the aspherical lenses and ultra-low dispersion glass elements present in the lens's construction that are coated with super spectra coatings. A circular 7-blade aperture helps ensure beautiful bokeh, and the image stabilizer system provides almost 4 equivalent stops of shake correction. For an APS-C ultra-wide lens to deliver optimum results while shooting films, a focal length of less than 16 is required. As this Canon EFS lens has a focal length range between 10 and 18, filmmakers and other content creators are sure of achieving beautiful landscape videos. The narrow aperture of this lens demands an IS feature, and I'm glad the lens has it. The stepping motor smooth and continuous autofocus are provided for video recording. Now, coming to the exciting feature parfocal ability. Say you're using the lens at 15 and suddenly you want to stoop down to 10. Now you might be thinking that the focus must have changed. But surprisingly, no. This is because the lens will maintain the focus even if the focal length varies. This is the prominent feature that makes it the best ultra-wide angle lens for cinema. The number 5 position is held by Sigma 1835mm f/1.8 DC HSM lens. Next up in my list comes the Sigma 1835mm 1.8 DC HSM, the first wide-angle lens to achieve an aperture of 1.8. They are specifically designed for APS-C size sensors. It translates to 2752.5mm on a 35mm camera. A 9-blade rounded diaphragm creates a beautiful background blur. Sigma has also developed special software, Sigma Optimization Pro, that can update the lens firmware and adjust parameters such as focus, There is a wide glass molded aspherical lens with a special low dispersion SLD glass to reduce aberrations and distortion. The lens has an internal focusing mechanism, meaning the lens barrel doesn't move while changing the focus. A wide-angle lens is expected to deliver a focal length of 24 FORDM in a full-frame camera and 15 to 20 FORM on an APS-C format DSLR. And as this lens delivers a focal length within this range, it is definitely a great lens for filmmakers. Secondly, the wide aperture range of f/1.8 allows maximum light to pass through the lens, so you don't have to worry about working in low light conditions. And guess what? The lens has an internal zoom facility which is much needed for shooting movies and other video stuff. The number 6 position is dominated by TOKINA 11-16mm f/2.8. The TOKINA 11-16 f/2.8 at x116 Pro is an ultra-wide angle, short zoom range lens specifically designed for use with select Nikon DX format digital SLR cameras. The slightly shorter zoom range of this lens over the popular and award-winning 12-20 form lens makes it possible for maintaining optical quality even at wide-open apertures. This lens features a constant wide aperture of f/2.8 and provides a focal length equivalent to 16.5 20 form in 35mm format. Excellent optical quality is offered through advanced features like the WR front element and added features for best cinema lens. The one-touch focus clutch mechanism helps the photographer to switch between autofocus and MF just by a click by the focus ring forward for AF and back toward the camera to focus manually. Moving on to the next at number 7 with ROKINON FE8 MC8mm. If you are looking for an inexpensive lens for your DSLR camera, then I suggest you this f/3.58 fisheye lens with a built-in hood that provides a 160 Savino view with dramatic and exaggerated perspective when it is used with an APS-C camera, and powerful circular image floating in the frame upon use with a full-frame 35mm film camera. The hybrid aspherical elements with multi-layer coating help to produce sharply defined images with the least possible ghosting and flare. The 8 lens focuses close to 12 inches from the lens. It comes with a removable lens hood that will offer glare reduction and lens protection, but can be removed to provide an increased and unobstructed angle of view when shooting with full-frame digital or 35mm cameras. The lens is sharper, lighter, and can work in lower lighting conditions than zoom lenses. Since it has a maximum wider aperture and fewer lens elements, this lens can also gather and pass through more light. Overall, you get better image quality even in poor lighting conditions with this lens. The number 8 position is held by Canon EF S1755mm f/2.8 ISUSM lens. The EF S1755mm by Canon is the best. It has a large aperture of f/2.8 that produces a shallow depth of field and creates a bulk that keeps the attention towards the subject. The lens construction includes aspherical and UD elements, which deliver impressive image quality throughout the entire zoom range. Image stabilizer makes the lens shift for compensating the camera movement to make a steady appearance of the image plane for ensuring clear and crisp images, even in dim light. The ring-type USM, interfocusing, and autofocus algorithms for achieving quick and quiet autofocus with a full-time mechanical manual focusing possible even in AF mode. It is compatible with EOS 30D, EOS 20D, EOS Digital Rebel XD, and EOS Digital Rebel SLRS. Next at number 935mm f/2L USM lens. The Canon EF 135mm f/2L is the fastest 135mm telephoto lens in its class, and another best lens for cinema as it gives you a perfect background blur. The lens also offers 2 UD glass elements that help minimize chromatic aberrations, giving your images outstanding sharpness and color. It also helps minimize chromatic aberrations. It has a close focusing distance of 3 feet and an 18-degree diagonal angle view. It also comes with a filter of size 72 and is compatible with the f1.4 Roman 2 and 2 Roman 2 extenders. Finally, the number 10 position is dominated by ROKINON CIV85 MC85mm T/1.5 aspherical lens. The new ROKINON 85mm CINE lens is specially made for DSLR video enthusiasts, cinematographers, and videographers, and so features outstanding image quality along with the added benefits of follow focus, compatibility, and clicked apertures. 3.6 feet is a minimum focusing distance with an aperture range of t/1.5 t/22. The lenses follow focus compatible to allow the user to focus and use the aperture ring without interrupting the video shooting. That's all for today. We upload camera and camera accessories review videos every single day. So, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon for the upcoming video notification.